The A-10 Thunderbolt or Warthog is a plane that brings smiles to the faces of soldiers on the battlefield as they know they will live to fight another day. The all-familiar BRRRT sound is always accompanied by cheers, but only on one side because the other side of the battlefield is no more.
가텐胸骨からまつ真珠
Also known as the tank buster, the A-10 has been successful in close air support of American soldiers in many battlefields. There's even a rumor that the U.S. Air Force keeps the aircraft to boost the soldiers' morale. While I cannot ascertain the truth in that, there is another theory that the plane was built around the gun, and that is easier to see why. The A-10 Warthog's Gatling gun, known as the GAU-8/A Avenger, is a large, heavy, and powerful weapon, and it has to be as it fires rounds the size of a beer bottle. To accommodate its size, the nose landing gear and the rest of the aircraft are offset to the right, aligning the firing barrel with the middle of the airframe. This is done to create room for the gun. The gun is mounted laterally off-center, slightly to the port side of the fuselage centerline. So the actively firing barrel is in the 9 o'clock position so that the barrel lies directly on the aircraft centerline. This arrangement prevents recoil forces from pushing the plane off target during strafing runs. Additionally, the firing barrel is positioned below the aircraft's center of gravity and bore-sighted 2 degrees below its flight line to minimize changes in pitch or yaw when fired. To induce a spin on each round, each of its 7 barrels includes an interior rifling groove that runs the whole length of the barrel. If that sounds complicated, this is the size of the gun next to a Volkswagen Beetle for comparison. During maintenance, when the cannon is removed, the A-10's tail needs stabilization to prevent the nose from tipping up. The GAU-8/A Avenger is positioned at the front of the aircraft, requiring the front landing gear to retract in an offset position. This configuration allows space for the massive weapon. The cannon itself is the heaviest automatic cannon ever mounted on an aircraft, accounting for 16% of the A-10's weight. The ammunition drum, which holds 1,150 30mm rounds, weighs approximately 4,000 pounds and affects the aircraft's center of gravity. Ballast must be added to the nose to balance the aircraft without the gun. In addition, casings from the fired rounds are not expelled as this would affect the plane's center of gravity. They are retained in the ammunition drum and are expelled during reloading with the use of a special vehicle called the Dragon. The rounds fired from the gun, such as armor-piercing, incendiary, or uranium-depleted rounds, have a range of nearly 6,500 meters, enabling them to disable main battle tanks. The magazine carries 1,350 rounds, and the pilot can choose between firing at rates of 4,200 rounds per minute or 2,100 rounds per minute for more cautious firing. The cannon's sound, known as the BRRRT, is well known and distinctive. When pilots fire the Gatling gun, it heats up quickly and cannot fire for more than a few seconds at a time. Continuous firing would render the barrel ineffective. The cannon also creates so much smoke while firing that it could choke out the jet engines. The engines, in original testing, could not get enough oxygen while the cannon was firing, so a unique combustion chamber was created to keep the engines running while the gun was firing.